Good morning, dear students. I, Vidyasagar, your SS teacher, welcome you all in the e-learning class of Modern International School Hiswa. I am going to start subject history of Standard 7, and this is second video lecture on the topic the Delhi Sultans, chapter 3rd. Now our topic is from garrison town to empire, the expansion of Delhi Sultanate. Dear students, as we have already told you that during the 12th century the expansion or the settlement of Delhi Sultan was there, and now we are talking about the garrison towns. Dear students, the garrison towns, you can see that are fortified towns where the soldiers used to live in, and that type of towns was basically built for the protection of the Sultanate, or you can say the empire. The empire can be only holds with the help of the soldiers, and that's why these type of towns were being built up. As the Delhi Sultans rarely went beyond the fortified towns, you can say, because at that time they were basically engaged within the fortified towns, but they did not have any control on the hinterland. Hinterland, it means the area or the town which is in opposite of the port, from where they could supply or receive the any type of goods and services. Now these type of cities were away from that areas, and there were also no control on it. So controlling on the garrison towns in distant Bengal and Sindh was extremely difficult, because as the Sindh, which was also surrounded by the rivers, the river Indus, and the Bengal, that was also from the Bay of Bengal or the river Hooghly. Those areas, these were the areas where the port towns, you can say these towns were developed at the port towns, and these were very important for the trade and commerce. So as the rebellion war or the bad weather, the could also fragile, it means break the communication routes. Delhi authority was also challenged by the Mongol invasion from Afghanistan. Will you believe that during the region of Alauddin Khilji 6 times continuously Delhi was attacked by the Mongols, by the different peoples, but you can say it was started from 1297 and ended up to 1305. So here we can see that it was also the sign of the Sultan's weakness, and Sultans barely used to survive these challenges, as these regions were under the region of Ghiyasuddin Balban and further Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Dear students, a series of Delhi Sultanate is like the slave dynasty, then Khilji dynasty, then Lodi dynasty, then Sayyid dynasty. This is the sequence, and whenever they thought that we should strong our position with the interior boundaries, then they went up to entire areas or entire frontiers. The frontiers, it means those areas which are in front of the other areas. You can say that it is as a marked boundaries. These are considered as the frontiers. So these areas where that area were also controlled, and the campaign were started, in which the forests were killers and Ganga Yamuna Dawabs, the hunter-gatherer and pastoralist. Do you know these terms have been also used in standard 6? Hunter gatherers, those persons who used to survive themselves in the forest, and they used to survive their life in the forest. So these peoples were away from there, and these lands cleared and further given to the peasants for the agriculture, and new fortress towns and garrison towns were also built here for the protection and to promote the route of the regional trade, because the regional trade can improvise or it can help to improve the kingdom, because mostly the the level of earning was considered by this. So the second expansion by the external frontiers of the Sultanate, it means military expedition during the Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. This military expedition was started in the southern region during the Alauddin Khilji, and in their campaigns, armies like the elephants, horses, slaves carried away with their precious metals. It means they used to take out all the precious metals and carried away the precious metals whenever they used to attack. By the end of the Tughlaq reigns of 150 years, they started a humble beginning. The armies of Delhi Sultanate marched across a large part of the subcontinent. It means it was the time that from the northern area they were moving toward the southern areas like the Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. These were the areas where they were moving fastly, and further they have defeated all the armies and seized the cities, as the taxes from peasantries were dispensed in the realms, and they were continuously covering a vast territory for their empires. Dear students, the mosque Quwwatul Islam, which was been led by the Qutubuddin Aibak, and further it was also built by the Alauddin Khilji. So, and Iltutmish also expanded it. So these were the part of those areas where they were expanding the religious facts, and they were also expanding their religions. The masjid, as you know, the masjid in English we tell it as mosque. So that is the place where the Muslim, they used to do their prayers, a process in reverence to Allah. They demand or they bow their head to Allah, and they demanded what they want. As the Imam who used to be leader in the mosque, he also used to do the rituals of the prayers and delivered the sermons, you can say it as khutbah during the Friday prayer, as nowadays we also know it as Juma. That day is also known as Juma. And the Muslims, they ever used to do the head of their direction in the Makkah's direction, as the direction lays in the west side in our country. So they move their heads in that direction, in the direction of Makkah, and that is known as Qibla. As the Delhi Sultans, they were building the several of the mosques in cities and all over the subcontinent for expanding of the religions, as these also claims to be protectors of the Islam and Muslim, because these was developing as one of the center from where the Muslim could get their equal opportunities and their respects, as their community also believes that A system of code was also believed during that time, as these ideas of community, because Muslim who came from varieties of background, as they have to obtain a similar religion, then they have to come at the same places. From there they could restart themselves, from where they could know about the religions. A closer looks administration and consolidation under the Khilji and Tughlaqs. As I have told you that after the slave dynasty, Khilji and Tughlaqs came on the Delhi Sultanate. So the Delhi Sultanate needed to be a reliable governors and administrators. So rather than appointing aristocrats and landed chieftains as governor, the Delhi Sultans, especially the Iltutmish, who was from the slave dynasty, who also favored the special slaves purchased for military services, and these were known as bandagans, and in the Persian language, as these persons were carefully trained to some of the most important political offices in the kingdom, as they were totally dependent on their masters, so Sultan also could trust upon them. Okay, students, read the paragraph and keep watching. Thank you.